Hello, friends. Every person has a cherished dream. Some of those people don't dream of becoming insanely rich or famous, but they rather dream of a miracle. And if they do get their miracle, they feel true happiness. However, it turns out that anyone can witness a miracle as long as they actually want to. After all, nature is so incredible that one only needs to look closer to realize that the amazing is near. Our video today is about some extraordinary animals that will surprise you. Hans Nilsson is a nature-loving dreamer who's also a member of the municipal council living in western Sweden. He had been trying to spot the rare snow-white elk rumored about in the area in the Ida forest in the western Värmland county for 3 years. This rare white animal is called a spirit elk in Sweden. So finally, one summer night, Nilsson's most cherished dream finally came true. The majestic spirit let him come quite close, so Hans got a chance to watch this miraculous animal for about 20 minutes and make a beautiful video with a bathing elk, which circulated the world in just 1 week. This white elk bull is local to the area. I saw it in the evening before too. That was the first time. On Friday evening when I shot the video, everything fell into place. The location, the light, and the calmness. It was an experience to meet such a stately animal up close, Nilsson said in an interview. The elk population in Sweden reaches 300 to 400,000 individuals in the summer, but only about 100 of them have the rare snow-white coloring. Half of them live in the western forest of Edda. There are two possible reasons for the unusual coloring of the white elk: albinism and leucism, a genetic mutation which causes the change of skin and fur color, but, unlike albinism, doesn't cause the eye color to change. Scientists believe that this particular elk isn't an albino since his eyes aren't red. Regressive genetic mutation explains the white color of the horns and fur of this animal. Hans Nilsson shared his happiness the same evening on his Facebook page, and in just 1 week the video had 701,000 views. The locals are no longer happy about how famous the elk has become, as a lot of people now roam the forest in hopes of taking a video of this natural wonder. The white elk also often attracts cruel hunters chasing the rare trophies. We found pictures of an amazing puppy on the internet. It was impossible to understand at first glance whether it was a cat or a dog, a perfect option for those who like both cats and dogs. The four-legged internet celebrity won the hearts of tens of thousands of users, not only with his appearance, but due to his insanely cute muzzle expressions. The puppy's fans had many discussions about his breed. Some thought it was a mix of Corgi and the Vietnamese Hmong, while the dog's owner said it was most likely a mix of Dingo and Hmong breeds. However, he said that no one really knows for sure. The young couple bought the puppy in a small mountain town and named him Dui, which translates from Vietnamese as bamboo rat. One can only guess how they came up with such a strange name. The fluffy marvel loves to play with people and other animals. There's no limit to his hyperactivity, thanks to which the funny pictures keep coming. In only 5 days that this dog's page existed, it got about 50,000 likes. Mostly from people in Vietnam, but recently Dewey has become famous throughout the world. The puppy likes to fool around, which seems to please the other dogs as well. They haven't seen such games for a while. The pictures get tons of comments. Here are some of them. How can you not fall in love with this wonderful ball of love? He could be easily mistaken for a British Shorthair. Many of those commenting agreed that it wasn't important whether it was a cat or a dog. You want to wrap him in a hug and rub his belly for a long time either way. Most grasshoppers are unsurpassed masters of disguise. They blend in with leaves and other surfaces due to their color. However, once in a while people notice bright pink grasshoppers. Most sightings happen in Great Britain, and it's always the meadow grasshoppers, Cortypus parallelus species. The unusually colored insect has been recently spotted by photographer Richard Taylor. The pink meadow grasshopper was hiding in the reeds by a small lake in the British county of Suffolk. Scientists explained that the unusual coloring is caused by erythrism. A genetic mutation which is characterized by abnormal external pigmentation with prevalence of red, orange, or pinkish colors. This could be caused either by the excess of red pigment or lack of the black one. There aren't many known animals with the wrong skin color in the world, and all of them are mostly young, as it is much harder for them to live to adulthood because they can be easily spotted by predators. However, the British meadow grasshoppers don't seem to have any additional problems, since Taylor has been seeing the pink grasshoppers for years, which means that they can successfully mature and multiply, passing on the mutated gene. An amazing parrot lives in the mountains and tropical forests of New Guinea. It's officially called the vulturine parrot, Pistricus fulgidus. But due to its scarlet coloring, it often gets called the Dracula parrot. They were first brought to Europe in 1831 and were very demanding at the time, especially in breeding, requiring a humid climate and warm temperatures. For the most part, the parrot is black and brown, but some of the feathers are bright red. Its head doesn't have feathers on the sides, an evolutionary adaptation which presumably developed to avoid feather matting from sticky fruits that makes up most of its main diet. Out of the 400 types of parrots, only 3 don't have feathers on their heads. Unlike all the others, the vulturine parrots don't walk, but rather hop between the branches. They fly slowly and resemble a soaring hawk when in flight. This species is classified as vulnerable, as the island's locals still hunt these birds for food or to use their bright red feathers in rituals. They are also traded on the black market, and since the females are valued more than the males, smugglers often pull the red feathers, which are characteristic of males, from the heads. However, they are extremely difficult to keep in captivity. The vulturine parrots get the specific enzymes they need to live only from certain types of figs growing in New Guinea. They quickly get sick on a diet of grapes and pears, which is why they are rarely kept in zoos. The vulturine parrots, like most parrots, live in pairs, which remain the same for life. A black and white fluffy kitten lost an eye in his early homeless life, but then he found loving owners. The kitten was later named Scar and began to look like a real pirate. Scar was noticed by a random passerby in a godforsaken location 2.5 hours away from civilization. When a marine biologist, Savannah Annis, heard about the homeless kitten with a damaged eye, she and her friend immediately went there to rescue the kitten. We got there to find that he had both eyes. While one eye was completely fine, the other was incredibly swollen and infected, filled with pus. We were afraid that we might be too late and that the infection could spread to the brain and the kitten wouldn't have a chance. It took us 3 hours to drive from the place where we picked him up to the nearest vet. The vet examined the kitten and gave the grim diagnosis. To save the kitten, he needed to remove the infected eye. But since the kitten was so small, the vet was worried that he might not survive the complicated surgery. Scar was so tiny at only 2 weeks old and so skinny. The doctor was afraid that he would not be able to fit the breathing tube down his throat and calculate the appropriate amount of anesthesia. But they decided to risk it. The vet said that the kitten had a 50-50 chance of surviving the surgery, so Savannah and her friend decided to stay with him during the surgery to fight alongside him. The second I held him after the surgery, he purred for the first time. He's a very strong little kitten. Bearing a striking resemblance to a Shiba Inu dog, has won over the internet. Human vision is imperfect, which has been proven to us by numerous optical illusions. A Twitter blogger with the nickname @Durstern612 has recently proven it yet again. The Korean blogger published a picture of a golden animal walking in the snow. The color of the coat, the build, and the figure of the animal seemed to indicate that we were looking at a Shiba Inu puppy. However, it turned out to not even be a dog. This animal looks like a Shiba Inu dog, doesn't it? Well, it's not. It's a golden British Shorthair cat. The picture of the fluffy green-eyed beauty made the internet fall in love with her and got 37,000 likes and almost as many retweets. What a fat, warm, and round little friend. God, this cat is gorgeous. What an impossible cutie, users wrote in the comments, sharing the post link with each other. So, did we convince you that miracles can be found much more often than you thought? Give us a thumbs up if you agree, and we'll see you next time.